All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. All right, you guys, how y'all doing? I am going to run a video here real quick. I've been pushing this video off and pushing it off. I've been so busy. But you know what? Y'all need to hear this video. We're going to have a conversation about business, about working, about employment, and about your future. What's the purpose of you working? What is the real reason for your employment? All right, let's get ready to have this conversation. Y'all click that notification bell and subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Listen, we're going to be right back and have a conversation about work for a purpose. What is the purpose that you're working for and what truly should it be? I'm going to run my intro and we'll be right back.
Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina Cole is a special guest. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
Hey. All right, you guys, let's go into this video for today. As you can see, the video title, come on now, Work for a Purpose. How many of you have ever thought about this? How many of you have ever sat back and said, why am I working? Most of us, when you answer that question, you say something like, I got to pay these bills, got to get these bills paid. Is that truly the only reason why you're working? To pay for bills? What about some of the other things that a great employment will bring to us and a great income will bring to us? Like maybe vacations, happiness, being able to help others, creating a business of your own. What other things? And also, one of the main things, retirement. Because remember, you're working now, but the plan is not for you to be working forever. No. All right, so in this video, I'm going to have some tips and share some information with you about why I think it's important to know the real purpose of why we're working. All right. And again, if you're just tuning in and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that today. If you're watching this on one of our many other streaming platforms, including our great Instagram platform over here, you want to go over to our YouTube channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Look for the red mug and microphone, and you know you'll have the right one. All right, you guys, let's get started. Work for a purpose. A lot of people get into so much debt that all they're doing is working to pay off their bills. And I know, I understand it's hard. And sometimes what things we're learning in school, thank you, Holy Spirit, is not to teach us about not obtaining so much debt. And a lot of times school don't teach us about their future is coming when you get older, when you retirement time. And it does not really teach the children a lot about, or the young adults, it does not teach them a lot about their future wealth, their future benefits, what they can do to make sure that their future is secure so that they don't have to continually work all their life. There are a lot of people who teach their children at a young age the importance of retirement, the importance of not working all your life. There's a lot of people that I have watched online and I have followed that teach their children again at a young age about making sure that your future is secure enough. And even if you have to work hard today, you're only working hard today because you're trying to make plans for your future that you won't have to work so hard, right? There's a book out, and it's called this. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. All right. There is that book is so amazing. It is so amazing. And if you have not If you have not purchased that book, it's been out for quite some time now. But if you have not purchased it, you want to go ahead and go on there and purchase that book because it is teaching kids, teaching parents about the importance of that. Now, check that out. You can get that on Amazon. It's not a problem. Um, to find that book anywhere. If it's not on Amazon, I'm sure it's probably at a whole bunch of other places. I believe it was written back in 2017. All right, I pulled it up on my Amazon right now on my cart Amazon, and I'm going to share the screen because I want you guys to get this great book. It's really, really a good book. Let me go ahead and pull this up. And hello to all of you coming in. Give me a hello in the chat to let me know you're there. Just to share, let me know that you are there. All right. And we're going to go ahead and continue this conversation. All right. So here's this book here. I mean, the Amazon information on Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It says what the rich teach their kids about money that the poor middle class do not. Oh. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Let me read that title again. It says, it's what the rich teach their kids about money that the poor and middle class do not. It's a good book. All right. It also says, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is Robert's story of growing up with two dads, his real father and the father of his best friend, his rich dad, and the ways in which both men shaped his thoughts about money and investing. The book explodes the myth that you need to earn a high income to be rich and explains the difference between working for money and having your money work for you. All right. So y'all check that out. Go ahead and get that. Let me go ahead and get into my notes here. Okay. All right. So let's have this conversation. Again, we want to start this first off by saying, ask yourself this question. Why are you working? Why am I working? I want you to really ask yourself that. Why am I working? What is the goal of me working? What is the goal? It's serious to have these questions because if your goal and the reason why you're working is simply because I need to pay this rent, I need to pay these light bills, I need to pay the cable bill, if that's your only reason for working, you're missing out on so much. And I understand some people may feel like, hey, I got too many bills. I can't vacation. I just came off a beautiful vacation. I enjoyed myself thoroughly with my husband and family and his family. We enjoyed ourselves. And part of the reason why we work so hard is so that we can do things like that. Enjoy getting away, going away to different countries, experiencing different cultures. But if we did not manage our money well enough, we would be stuck in a rut like so many other people are doing by just spending all their income on their expense of bills. So again, why are you working? What is the purpose for you working? Do you go to work every day and think, I just want to pay my bill? Or do you go to work to say, I got some things that I really want to do with my life. I got some places I want to see, some things I want to do, some people I want to help. What are the other purposes of you going to work? And I think if we would really think about this and say some of the other reasons as to why we go to work, maybe some of the more pleasurable reasons why we go to work. I want to be able to experience some new restaurants that I probably could not have experienced before. I want to go to some of the fine dining. I'm just naming a few things. You guys may have some different ideas. Put them in the comments or in the chat. What's some of the ideas that you have? Maybe some of you think of this, maybe some of you are parents and you want to be able to provide for your grandchildren. You want to be able to give them some things, or maybe you want to say, hey, this is the time I want to try and help my grandchildren to be in a better place financially. I want to teach them. I want to instill in them. I want to invest in my grandchildren. So whatever the reason is, I want you to start look at some of the more positive things as to why you're working. And know this, I believe if you do that, then when you get up every morning, it won't be like, oh God, I got to go to work again. Oh, got to go to work. I believe if you change the thought process as to why you're going to work, it would create a more happier reason for you to go to work. All right. So that's the first step that I want you to do. Ask yourself the question, why am I working? What is the goal of me working? The other thing I want you to do is to know the purpose. The purpose is not just for you to pay your bills. I want you to get more purposes as to why you're working. If you're a person right now and you're stuck in that and you're saying, listen, the only reason why I'm working is to pay my bills, I want you to sit down today. Take some time, sit down, take a moment, and I want you to write some goals, GOALS, and some visions as to what you would like to do. Write it down. I'm going to work, and why am I going to work? What's the real reason that I would love to go to work for? Why is it? You may say, hey, I one day I just want to plan a trip for my husband and myself, or if you're, a husband, I want to plan something for my wife. I want to really do something real nice for her. Whatever it is, write it down. What gives you joy? What gives you joy that you need to have finances for? What gives you joy? Write that down, because that's going to be your new goal for going to work. Okay. It's going to be the new one. Yes, we are always going to have bills. I know people may say, well, people who have a house that's paid off, they don't have bills. They do. Every year they're going to get those taxes. They're going to get that tax bill every year. That's never going away. Never. No matter how much you paid that house off, that tax bill is going to come every year here in the United States, every year. So we will always have bills. You're always going to have to pay a light bill unless somebody else is paying these things for you. But there's always going to be lifelong bills that we have. But what we want you to understand in this video today is that the bill should not be at the top of the reason why you're working. All right. Another thing I want you to do, let's talk about this. Let's talk about how we can get ourselves out of some of this rut. Now, some of you, if you haven't been watching my Money Mondays with Pastor Tawana Grant here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show at 12 noon every Monday, you need to tune in, because Pastor Grant is a financial expert. She shares a lot of great tips and advice. And one of the things I want you to understand is, if you are in such a financial debt in your life that your income is less than your bills, your expenses, you may want to talk to a bankruptcy attorney, or you may want to talk to a financial expert or financial consultant to see what you can do to get that more balanced. If your bills are way up here and your income is way down here, you are in a situation where you may not get out of it. So you want to have your income to be up here and that debt to be down here. You also want that debt, the goals and dreams that you have envisioned, to never be above your income. Okay. So I want you to talk about that. Again, do you have bills? Are your bills bigger than your paycheck? Find a way to get that balanced out. And you can find that way by joining us Monday. Well, one of the ways, we'll give you some options. I'm not sure if they all work for you. Okay. I mean, for sake of the channel, protecting the channel, but we do have some great, amazing tips. Okay. And again, follow us on Mondays on our Money Monday series here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. We also said here, the purpose of us working should not only be to pay bills, it should also be to enjoy life. We have allowed the bills to overtake the enjoyment. We have, you guys. I remember I was in that same boat. I was working, and it seemed like the more I worked, the more bills that came. But then I had to sit down and look at, did I put myself in this position to have the bills be more than the income? And at that time I was living in a home that was way above what I should have been paying for. I had vehicles, that was way above what I should have had. So I had placed myself in a position where my income was way less, less than my bills. But there is an out. Okay. There is an out for all of that. All right. All right. So again, I want you to start thinking, what can you do to change it? What can you do to change this? Because I don't want, especially some of my seniors out here that are still financially strapped, and you're forced to have to go to work because you have to get these bills paid. I don't want you to continue to be like that. I want you to be secure enough with your finances that you can relax. Okay, that's the goal of this video. Thank you, Holy Spirit, to find ways that we can still have debt, but not be stressed because our debt is over suppressing us. All right. The other thing I want you to do is think about some of the things that you can cut. Now, I want to say this. A lot of us, again, like I said at the top of this video, we put stuff on us. I didn't even put my nice banner up. we put a lot of things and stress and finances on our own selves. We put ourselves in these situations of way too much debt. And then when it's time to get out of the debt, some people are so embarrassed about having to get out of the debt. And I'm going to say it this way. Sometimes people will live in a home, or it could be a rental, it could be a purchase. You purchase a home, you can have a mortgage, it could be a rental with everyone. And it's way above your means to be able to pay comfortably. Okay. And then sometimes people get embarrassed because, excuse me, they're in that debt, and then they're afraid of, how can I get out? I don't want the people to be, I don't want my friends, my relatives to feel bad. I mean, to look at me and think that I'm bad and look down on me. No, the people that love you are going to help you through this process. I remember the show, we do reality reviews here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show on Mondays at 7 p.m. And I remember doing a review on the Real House, Married to Medicine. And I remember this so clearly. I don't think I will ever forget it because it was such a direct point, and it was needed to be said. And I'm glad it was said on a large platform like the television show Married to Medicine. Eugene and Toya were having a conversation, and they were in the bedroom talking, and Toya was going over different things, that bills and debt and all of this stuff. And I'm not sure if this was during the time that they were having the IRS issue. But Toya was saying something, about the debt, and Eugene was like, he looked at me, he says, Toya, he says, we are living in our biggest debt. When he said that, it was so profound, because there'd be some people and they're like, well, I got to cut the cable bill. I got to cut the turn the lights down for a little bit and cut the light bill. And I got to stop my spending on my clothes and so forth. But when you really look at it, is the very home that's housing all of this stuff, is that your biggest debt? It might be. And some of us may need to have that aha moment like Eugene had, where he had to let Toya know, this home that we are residing in, that we have all these items in, is our biggest debt. And so now Toya and Eugene are faced with having to, at that time, they were faced with having to make a decision. Do we get out of this home? Do we sell? Do we no longer rent? Whatever it was they were doing, they had to make that choice. And yes, some of the people were, probably, are going to talk about you. Let them go, because you are securing your own future. Don't worry about what the other people are saying. Don't worry if they laugh at you. Don't worry if they look down on you because you're downgrading. You're going from a $5,000 square foot house to a 1,200 square foot house. Don't worry about that, because that's just for the moment. You are securing your future. Now, if you watch Married to Medicine, you'll see Toya and Eugene did great. They paid off that IRS debt because Eugene went to work. Toya went to work. As far as on her show on Married to Medicine, they paid off that debt, and they were able to build a beautiful home for themselves. So you can come out of a debt, get your income together, and then go into a beautiful home if that's what you want. But don't let the struggle be of you trying to hold on to something material that can be replaced with something that's less, and get the stress off of you. Okay. So a lot of you, you're thinking, okay, I'm in a rental right now, but I need this house. I need to be here because I don't want to go to nothing less. I don't want to do that. And you're strapped, you're financially strapped. You have to consider, do you want to continue to do that? You're trying to cut the credit card bills. You're trying to not cut you're trying to cut your spending, but yet you're not cutting your biggest debt, the place you live in. I do property management for business investors and foreign country investors as well. And I deal with a lot of their tenants. And a lot of their tenants are in homes that are way beyond their means. Yeah, they qualify for it as far as the income is 3 times their income and so forth. They make 3 times the rent for their income. But then they get themselves into so much other debt, or either the job situation changes. So then what do? They try their best to continue to stay in that home for whatever their reasons are. I've heard some people say, I've even spoke to some of the ladies, and I said, listen, you've got a 3-bedroom home and it's just you and your son. Why are you here? this rent is way too much for you. Why don't you go ahead and find something less? You know, they tell me, oh, I don't want to. I don't want people to laugh at me. I don't want to live in those type of places. I don't want to live in a lower, income place. Not necessarily a lower income place, but you're just trying to secure a better future for yourself. Because guess what? The time that I'm talking to you is because your notice has been put on my desk for eviction. That's the reason why I'm trying to reach out to try and stop this from happening. And I can't tell you how many times I've had to end up meeting the sheriff at the property, having them see the move out crew move the items out. And again, the items that are in the home. Sometimes we have so many items in our home that could really be what we do. If we sell a lot of the items, you could put those items away into a savings account to do some of the things that you enjoy doing. One of those could be to pay off some of those debts that you have. Do we need to have a home filled with so much stuff? And especially if you're financing this stuff. And when I say financing, some people have rent to own items in their home. And I'm not knocking the rent to own stores. They do help a lot of people out, but it should be temporary. Your whole entire house or rental should not be filled with rent to own items. You're renting the house and you're renting every piece of furniture in there. What do you own? You own the debt. Change. Don't be embarrassed with the change. If you have to move out of where you are and you have to downgrade where you are, do it. And in that downgrade time that you're there, don't look at it as a negative. Don't look at it as anything negative. Look at it as a positive, because as you're saving, because you've gotten rid of that high rent, you've gotten rid of that high debt, you've gone to something lower. As you're saving, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to be able to secure something better for your future. You might even be able to buy a house. You know how many tenants are in a rental that does not afford them the ability to save money to purchase a home? There's a lot of them. They are maxed out. There's no way they can try and save anything to put towards a down payment to purchase a new home. They have maxed themselves out. So if you're somebody who wants to purchase a new home, that may be one of your goals of why you're working. If you want to purchase a new home and you're renting right now, you might consider, hey, I'm too in debt that I can't even save any money, Regina. You might tell me, Regina, I'm too in debt. I can't save any money. Why don't you think about this? Do like Toya and Eugene, downgrade. Some of you may look at it, well, they had plenty of money. They were still in a big house. It was still a downgrade to them. You might want to go and get you a nice little 1-bedroom condo with you and your son. You may say, well, I want my son to have his own bedroom. He will when you purchase your own new beautiful home. It's temporary. It's temporary. I want to tell you the story real quick as I continue on some more great tips. My husband and his mother, they came from Jamaica. She moved here from Jamaica, got her citizenship and everything. And then she had to move each one of her children to the United States. And in her journey to do that, it was a struggle being a single woman coming from a foreign country to a new country with citizenship and papers and all this stuff. So the finances was tough, And my husband tells me the story of they were living in New York in a 2-bedroom apartment. You know how many of them were living there? Let me tell you, because I wrote it down. He said it was 8 children. It was his mom, so that's 9, and 1 cousin. It was 10 of them, 10 in a 2-bedroom house. Now, some of you today may say, well, I would never. Really? So you're going to stay stuck paying that landlord for forever? Or the next landlord, or the next one, or the next one? Because guess what? Their mother was able to move out of that apartment, and all her children were able to move out of that apartment, and they all own the homes that they are in. Come on now. Come on. They own their homes. They purchased their homes. So even though you have to be confined for a moment and you feel things are tight, just imagine a 2-bedroom apartment, 10 people, 2 bathrooms, maybe. I didn't even ask how many bathrooms it was, but you may feel confined for a moment. Things are tight. But if you just hold on, save, learn some information about finances, about what's best to do, what should you spend your money on. And they didn't have the best of clothes. My husband would tell you, they weren't out here buying name brand designer stuff. No, they were buying what they could buy. Even if it meant you having to go to Goodwill and buy used, they were doing that. Why? Because it was about surviving and not getting into such a debt that is choking your future. Don't get in so much debt that is going to choke your future. Who cares what the people say? Because they saw you walking into a consignment store or they saw you walking into a thrift store. Who cares what they say? Know this, you're securing your future. That's all you have to do. Thank you, Holy Spirit. There are so many people out here in this world that have designer labels on them and they don't own anything except the debt. Hey, beautiful Bianca. Thank you for being here. Hello, beautiful. So don't worry about what people are going to think or say about you. What we're doing today is we're training you for your future. Get ready for your future. But in order to get ready for your future, you need to be able to get rid of some of the debt. And if you have to be roommates with someone, be a roommate with someone. That's okay. Save your money. Because you may look at it now and say, well, I was in this tiny little place. I remember my husband and I, we were living in a 2-bedroom house that we were renting from one of my investors. It was tiny, but it was the two of us. And we had our furniture situated, because I'm a great organizer of things. We had our furniture situated where it wasn't so tight, but it was tight. But guess what? People would come to our house to visit us and they would be like, why are you guys in this tiny little place? And you know what I would tell them? This is just temporary. Don't worry about it. It's temporary. And they would tell us why. I remember a couple of people told us, why don't you go get something larger? Because it's not time yet. I'm comfortable right now. And when I say comfortable, that means I'm able to pay this rent on time, no late fees, and I'm able to put something away to save for my bright future. And I'm still able to go on vacations. And I'm still able to eat at great restaurants. And I'm still able to help people when they are financially in need. Those are some of the things that I like to do. That's why I like to work, not just to pay bills, to do some of the things that I like. When are you going to get in a position where you are working because you are using the money to do things that you like and enjoy to do? When are you going to do that? I hope after you watch this video, you will. Let's go on. Some of the things I want you guys to do, to think about, as far as getting out of some of this debt. All right, let's have a real deep conversation, you guys. All right. I was in a financial strait one time. I had this beautiful home and then my finances turned. And a lot of us may go through that. A lot of you may go through that. I was in this financial situation and finances turned. And the finances got less, but the bills stayed the same. They did not decrease. When that income decreases, the bills don't decrease with it. All right. So what I had to do is I had to find a way to manually make those bills decrease. So some of the things and tips that I did, I was living in this house, and I did not want to sell. A lot of us don't want to do that. I did not want to sell. So what I started doing is I said, let me see what I can do to start changing some of the debt that's within the home. So one of the things I did was this. I turned off my cable. Do you guys know how much cable bills cost now? Woohoo! I think everybody knows. I think basically everybody probably has a cable bill. Cable bills, even basic cable, can be extremely high. And you would not believe how many people are struggling financially, but they got every cable channel you can name. I cannot understand why they do that. Cannot understand why they do. I'm sorry if I had that mic so far away. But here's the thing I want y'all to do. Get rid of some of the bills. You know what bills you can do without. I thought I was not going to be able to do without my cable bill. But then they got these things called Fire Sticks. Y'all better come on now. Don't sleep on Fire Sticks. I got Fire Sticks right now. I got basic cable in my living room. Yes, Bianca, right? Basic cable. Cable is expensive. Very expensive. I could take that plus money that I would be spending. Sometimes cable bills are $200-300 a month. Not mine. What? No. I would rather take that extra money and do some of the things I like doing than to sit here and have to send a cable bill to $300 plus bill. No. All right. So cable bills. Think about it. And I may have thought I can't do without this, but y'all, guess what? I did fine because I found some other stuff to do. And some of it was I would work on things that I wanted to do in my own life that me sitting in front of a television, it would take away from. I was able to, start on writing books because I had plenty of time writing some books. I was able to read a lot of books and stuff like that. I was able to go for walks. I was able to do more exercise. I was able to do a whole bunch of other things. So you'll be able to balance it out. So fine, that's one of the things I did. I turned off my cable, got fire sticks. One of the other things I did was my hot water tank. Y'all know the hot water tank runs 24/7, right? So here's what you can do. And I learned this actually from a plumber. He came over to my house one day and he says, you could actually turn your hot water tank off. There's a breaker that you can do. And some of the hot water tanks, even sometimes they have meters on, but you could turn it off. If you're a tenant, before you turn off your hot water tank, if you're watching this video, talk to your landlord first to make sure that they give you the right tips on how to do that, okay? Because you don't want to mess up somebody's property, all right? But I turned my hot water tank off and I would leave it off for 3 days. I saved so much on my light bill, y'all. Oh my gosh, I saved so much. And that hot water in the tank, because it was just myself, my husband, and our daughter, it lasted us for 3 days. We had hot showers. Now, there would be sometimes if we took extended long showers during those 3 days that maybe the water would run out and then we'd end up having a cold shower. And then, okay, you just turn it back on and then turn it back off, a couple of days later, turn it off. But the hot water tank will last for you guys, all right? One of the other things that I did was I sold some of the items in my home. Yes, I did. I sold some furniture that was in extra rooms that we weren't really using. I sold some items like some cabinets, some hutches and stuff like that, that was just extra stuff in there. I sold some of that stuff and I used that money to pay off some of the debt, that I had on some credit cards or some other bills, or to pay a light bill, a water bill, gas bill, whatever. I did not take the money that I made from selling, or the money that I made from saving. I did not take that and go out and purchase anything new. No, because the object was not to get into more debt. The object was to get rid of debt. Okay. And a lot of times what I did also was I would take some of that money, that extra money, and I put it towards my mortgage payment, towards either the payment for that coming month or towards the principal of my mortgage. Okay, so when you start selling these things or saving, if you cut your cable bill from $300 and now it's only $100, take that $200 if you're financially able and put it towards something else. Okay. Also, if my husband and I needed to go buy clothes, I would not go to the high-end name brand stores. I've never been that type of person anyway. But if I walked into a store, that's just how I found out about Steinmart. I'm not even sure if Steinmart is still around, but Marshall's is one of my go-to favorite stores because I would go in there and they would have items that the main retailers would have at higher prices, and they would sell them at a discounted rate, and they're still brand new. They're not used. So I would go in there in places like that and buy things for us. Marshalls, let me tell y'all, if y'all are not shopping at Marshalls, y'all don't, my favorite new saying to say, don't sleep on Marshalls. Y'all need to check them out. If you got a Marshalls near you, check them out. Great price. My husband loves it. He goes in there sometime and find pants, $5 or $10. And regular price could be 60 or 70 or more. Regular price. So we would find places that we can buy something inexpensive. And get this, we would only buy what we need, not what we wanted. Let me say that again. We would only buy what we need, not what we wanted. What you want can get you in a whole bunch of trouble. And also this tip that we would do, we would go into the store and we would not get a shopping cart. You know why? Because you could put more stuff in the shopping cart that you can carry in your hands. No. You want to spend less? Leave them shopping carts right where they are. Go in there and get what you can hold in your own hands. Okay. And don't try and pick up a bag and say, well, I'm going to just use this bag to put all my stuff to take to the register. But we would leave the shopping carts outside and we would have a mission. We're going to go in, get what we want, and we're going to come out. Not, I mean, get what we need and then come out. Okay. We would do that. And you don't need to have every shoe that's on the shoe rack. Y'all don't need every shoe that's on the shoe rack. Come on now. We don't need that. The goal is we're going to work. Our money is going to help us to do the things that we like. Okay. Bianca said, I worked at TJ Maxx in college and I still use my discount. Yes. TJ Maxx is great too. Absolutely. Love them. And they have the great discounts too. So you don't need every shoe that's on the shoe rack. Please don't try and do that. Some of you have some beautiful shoes. You have beautiful clothes and all that kind of stuff. And I want you to do this. You guys can start selling some of those things that you no longer fit. You saving, it's in the back of your closet. You saying one day I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna get back down to that size. Y'all, you could sell some of those things. You could sell some of those. I remember my daughter one time, she wanted something and I told her I wasn't gonna buy it for her. And she had a whole bunch of nice shoes that she had in her closet because she would buy a whole bunch of expensive shoes. And I refused to give her the money to buy the other stuff that she wanted. You know what she did? She found this place online where she can sell her shoes and her used shoes. And she was able to get the money that she wanted because she found places that would buy your used items. And that's what a lot of you can do. There are a lot of online places that will pay you for things that are sitting in your home right now and in your closet. They will pay you. One of those places I'm going to bring up right here because this is a great place. Let me share this screen. I'm just giving these people publicity, but that's all right. Eventually, when I get big, they're gonna come back and remember me. All right. Here's the place here. This is called Offer Up. Offer Up. If y'all have not heard about Offer Up, you want to check them out. Offer Up is a great place. You could sell things on Offer Up and people, you could place things for sale on there. And there are people that are searching for items at a discounted price, whether it's used, new, whatever. And you go online and put your stuff on there. It's like you have your own online store. Check them out if you're looking to sell something. Also, some of you may say, well, I have some really nice stuff and I can't just do a garage sale with my stuff. It's super nice. I don't want to do a little garage sale, it may diminish the value of what I can truly get. Then you may want to look into consignment stores. There are several consignment stores all over. And if you want to find the nearest one in your area, just put in the Google friendly consignment store near me. Talk to them. Now, what a consignment store will do is they will have you bring your items into their store. And based on if they're able to sell it or not, they would take a portion of the price that they got for it. So if somebody comes in and buy your item, let's say it's $100, and then you would pay the consignment store whatever their split is. And then they would give you the balance. If your items don't sell during a certain amount of time, I believe you can pick your items up. Check with each consignment store and find out what their requirements are, what their regulations are, and their agreements are. But consignment stores are a great place to unload some of your items that you no longer want, but you want to get some cash value from them. Okay. Check them out. All right. Let me look over, tell you another thing. Pawn shops. Pawn shops are a great place also. If you're so much in debt, oh my goodness, you so far in debt and you're like, I have got to get this rent paid or I've got to get this mortgage paid. Pawn shops, I would say before you take something to a pawn shop, whatever you're going to use that money for, make sure that it is worthy of, in the instance that you might lose that item that you placed in a pawn shop. And I'm saying this, make sure that the item that you're going to use the money for is more valuable than the item you're putting in a pawn. And here's the thing. There are some people that have pawned items like jewelry and stuff. And when you go to a pawn shop, they will have two things. You can sell an item to a pawn shop, or you can have them give you a loan based on the item. So what some people do is they'll go and they'll say, well, I just want to take this because I need a few dollars for right now, but I'm going to pay it back. So you take your item into that pawn shop, and the pawn shop may say, okay, I'm going to give you this amount of money, and you have this amount of time to pay me back. And yeah, you may have to pay some interest on there, okay? But check with the pawn shops and find out what their regulations are. But here's the thing where a lot of people may lose their items is if they do not pay that pawn shop back in time or stick to the requirements, you may end up losing those items. Okay, so be very careful with that. But pawn shops are a great way to get quick money to take care of some of the things that you may need to take care of. We talked about consignment. We talked about the offer up, Facebook Marketplace. I will tell you to use caution with a lot of these places because there are a lot of scammers out there. So do your due diligence before you place your items on here, and continue to do your due diligence while you're in the process of selling your items. Okay. Facebook Marketplace is a great place also that people are using. It's an online site that you can sell your items. Okay. Be very cautious with Facebook Marketplace. There are so many scammers. It seems like the scammers always come to Facebook Marketplace first or Facebook first, but y'all be careful out there. But if you want to sell your items and you don't want to use any of the other items that I spoke about, you want to check out Facebook Marketplace as well. Also, don't forget, do these yard sales. Okay, we're talking about items and ways you can get you some extra cash to clear up some of this debt. Okay, because a lot of people, again, like I said earlier at the top of this video, they are working simply because they have to pay bills, not because they want to truly enjoy life. We're trying to help you find ways to get out of some of these bills and get on to enjoying why you have to go to work. You could also do this. You could also donate some items. Okay. Here's why I say you can donate some items is because I believe, and we may have to check this, so I'm gonna say alleged. I know at one time if you donated items, you would get a tax write-off that you can write off on your taxes. So you want to check with your person who does your taxes on that. Check with a CPA or a lawyer. Ask them what are the things, or if you're going to donate to an organization or something like that, you may even ask the organization and they may have an answer to you. But you can also donate some items as well. The other thing is you may want to just throw some things out. Why am I adding that to this list? Because once you declutter your surroundings, you will be able to see maybe some of the more valuable things that you have that you can use to get you some income. Thank you so much, Bianca. I appreciate you being here helping me out with this too. She said, yep, Goodwill give you a form. Great. Thank you. All right. Here's the other thing I want you to do on here. A few things I want you to do to get yourself in a place where you can start saving. Okay. Where you can start saving. Here's one thing. What do I do with my water? Okay. Think of it in terms of this. No more new shoes. Ladies and men, I'm finding out. No more. I don't care if it's $10. I don't care if it's $5.99. We are on a goal to save money to have a better future so that we're no longer working to pay bills. And those $5 and them $5.99s, they add up. So no more new shoes. There's probably enough in your closet right now, unless you have to get something for work. And if you have to get something for work, because I know some people, they have to get different shoes, especially if you're working in the food industry or construction. Steel toe boots are expensive. But if you have to get something for work, I understand you still don't have to buy the most expensive one on the shelf. All right. So no more new shoes, people. 2024, come on now. You don't need more in 2024. Everybody's talking about 2024, we're going to get more. You're going to get more, but you don't want more debt. No, you don't want more debt. Okay. So no more new shoes. You don't need another more clothes. You don't need that new dress that's on there. Hey, beautiful Latoya. Hey, girl. Hey. You don't need that new dress that's on the shelf. You don't need that new shirt. No. You got plenty in your closet right now. You have to give away some of the stuff that's in there. You need to maybe go to consignment store. Go to, do a yard sale for what you got in there already. Don't buy anything. We're clearing out. And if you feel I have to have it, Regina, you might say, I have to have it. It's so cute. It's only this amount of money. If you have to have it, then I would challenge you to do this. If you're going to buy it, then I want you to sell something in your closet to replace that item. Come on now. Hey, beautiful. Hey, girl. Hey. All right. And also, if you have to buy something, a name brand does not have to be purchased. You do not have to buy a name brand. I remember my husband when I first met him. After he had divorced his first wife, she was a name brand type of person, and he had adopted that from her. And he thought that every brand that he had on had to match. He thought his shoes had to match the name brand of his sock, and the socks had to match the pants, and the pants had to match the belt. He even bent over one day, you guys, and he went to pick something up, and his underwear was the same label as his belt and his pants. And I said, "You have got to be kidding me." And he laughed and he was like, "What?" I was like, "This is too much. You are giving this designer way too much money. And you sitting here with bills? Oh no." So y'all know I quickly changed that. And that's when he got introduced to Marshalls. And I had to tell him everything don't have to be the same. Everything that you don't have to have this designer name on you. If you want to have a designer's name on you, have them to write you a check. How about that? All right. But seriously, you guys, names and labels don't make you a better dresser and it don't make you a better person. What it does is it most oftentimes makes you a person that's in debt. Okay. So we don't have to do that. All right. And another thing, save that money and spend less. I, I do this game. I used to do this game with my niece. We would go into the store and she loves shopping. And I would say, well, let's do this. I challenge you to find something less than this amount. And I give her $10. And I say, okay, you ready? Go. And she would go in the store and she would look and say, and she'd come back, okay, look, Auntie, I found this. And I'm like, okay, is it cute? She's like, yes, it's so cute. I said, would you wear it? She said, yes. I said, okay, now let's play another game. I challenge you to go find a pair of pants that's this amount. And so we made it something fun. But not only that, when she purchased the item, she felt good about it. And so she grew up doing the same thing when she go in the store. The first thing she goes, she look for the clearance rack to see what can I wear over here that's so cute? What looks cute? Because I'm going to save these coins, but I'm going to still look cute. So just because it has a high price tag does not mean that it fits in your cart. No, because it fit in your cart, but it don't fit in your wallet. All right. So we don't have to wear everybody's name brand. And even if later on in life you want to have the labels, then wear the labels comfortably. Don't have $1,000 suit on and you got a $5,000 credit card debt that you're struggling to pay. Come on now. We are working for a purpose, and the purpose is not only to pay bills. All right. Let me get in here with y'all beautiful saying hello to everybody. Thank you so much, beautiful ladies. Y'all are wonderful. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Yes, y'all hit that like button, that subscribe, that share button. Thank you so much. Latoya say, happy hump day, Sissy Pooh, Bianca, and Regina. Thank you. I love it. I love it. She says, Latoya said, I ball on a budget, honey. I'm not spending a bunch of money on one outfit. There you go. And you could take that extra money, maybe you say a shirt was $50, but you got it for $10. If you want to spend 50, take that other 40 and put it toward a debt. Come on now. I love it. That'll make that shirt so much more worth it. That $10 shirt, right? Latoya said, neither am I. Also, and Latoya said, clearance me, please. LOL. I keep something in my online cart until it goes on sale. That's another great tip. If you really want an item, watch it. Put it in your cart and just watch it. And if somebody buys it or they sell out, don't worry. That's okay. There's others that's going to be out there, all right? Also, I want you to do this. Those of you, I want you to do this. If you're trying to save and get out of debt and get yourself to a better future and be comfortable while you're at work, take a break from shopping. Take a break. Take a break from shopping, y'all. Take a break from shopping. When you drive by the store, just do this. Put your blinders on. Just keep on down the street where you have to go. Okay? Take a break. It can be a short break. It can be a long break, but take a break. You don't have to go into every store. You don't need every knick, knack, patty, whack, give a dog a bone. You don't need every nicky knack. You don't need it. You don't. All right? Also, if you want to buy stuff, let me tell y'all, these dollar stores, even though some of them are not truly a dollar, they have some great items. A lot of these books that I have here, that I have on my cabinet here and over here, a lot of them I got from the Dollar Tree because they have books in there, great books for $1. Great books. All right. So take a break from shopping, take a break from eating out, take a break from spending money on others. Ooh, this is key. Take a break from spending money on others. We're just coming off of the Christmas season, and people have spent so much money to give gifts. And they were so happy when the people opened the gifts. And they were so sad when the credit card bill came the following month. You do not have to buy your way into friendships with people and buy your way into debt to be a friend to somebody. You don't. You don't have to always be the one that pay for everything. You don't. That's one of my mottos this year, because I am one, when I go out to dinner, I love just, paying for everybody, but I'm going to be canceling that out for 2024. I got some debt I need to pay. So I am canceling that out. I went ahead and I paid for my birthday dinner when we went for with everybody. I had that planned last year, but this year, y'all want to have me come to dinner? Don't think that I'm footing the bill. Okay, it's okay to not pay for others when you're in the process of cleaning up your own debt and getting yourself in a better place. Okay, take a break from spending money on others. And again, you're taking a break for right now because you're getting some things in order. You may pick that up later on. Remember, I talk about Toya and Eugene at the top of this video. They had to take a break from some things, but they were able to now get back into a better place. Okay. Toya says, hold on, let me go over here to Toya real quick. She said, buy items on the off season when they are trying to get rid of them. They mark them way down. If you want to shop, that's right. Find times to buy these things. She said, now see, I know my guilty pleasure, so I will not walk like tumblers or Bath and Body Works. I would just crumble and give in. Don't do it. Don't do it, girl. Do not do it. All right. Thank you, Bianca. She said, now that eating out is my weakness. I love some food now. Now, here's one thing that we can do, Bianca. My husband and I do this a lot too, because we're foodies. We love food, and usually the good food is more expensive. But what we do as a couple is we will say, okay, let's go out, let's have a date day, or let's, go have some look for some lunch or something, and let's try and find some of the less expensive food, see how it tastes, and see how we go from there. And that's a way that we can still eat out but spend less. And we can save those coins, and the extra coins that we would have spent, we put it toward a debt. We found this great Mexican restaurant, and it is so good. Let me tell y'all, I can go there and we can eat. And y'all know some of these Mexican restaurants will give you a whole table full of food for a little of nothing. But the meals that we get at this particular Mexican restaurant, the food is so good, and they're large portions, and you can get a whole meal for like $5, under $10. Husband and I can eat for less than $20 or less than $15 sometime. Or sometime you could just take one meal, $10, and we split it between the two of us. So if you're like us and like Bianca, you're a foodie and you still want to go out and eat, then find restaurants where the budget is not going to be so high. All right. And then take that extra money and put it aside, because we're paying off debt now. We're paying off debt. Okay. I love it. That's right, Latoya. I'm buying a house. I ain't got it. That's right. Preparing for your future, like we said at the top of this video. All right. Buy for less. Buy for less. Go to discount stores, thrift stores, eat for less. Try new inexpensive things if you need to do that. A lot of you find expensive ways to do things. Buy cheap now and buy big later in life. If you want to do that, that's fine. All right, let me talk real quick as I bring this to a close about your future and wanting to enjoy some of the spending that you may want to do with some of the income that you're making. The reason why you're working for a purpose, not to pay bills, but I want to have an enjoyment. I want to enjoy some things. I want to go on vacations. So I'm clearing up some of this debt that I have, and now I want to put some money aside for some vacations. If you've already done that and you feel like, hey, I want to plan for a vacation, but some vacations are really expensive. They may be $2,000, $3,000. I don't have that right now, but I want to plan for it. What can I do? You may ask me, Regina, what can I do? Well, do you all know that there are some great travel agencies out there? I believe Pastor Grant has a travel agency. I'm going to get with her, and if she does, I'll put it in the description of this video. But there are some great travel agencies out here that you can make a vacation plan on a payment plan. Sandals Resort, I just found out, also has, you can go to their website, you can schedule you a beautiful future vacation destination with them, and they will allow you to do a payment plan right on their website. All you have to do is go to their site and you will put in your information, put where you want to go, and they'll calculate what the fee is going to be. They'll tell you how much the monthly payment is going to be. You could plan for your vacation and do it in monthly installments. That way you're not paying a whole $3, $4, $5,000 chunk of money, or even $1,200, regardless of what it is. You're not paying that whole chunk of money. You're putting that money aside little by little. There's a lot of people who plan their vacations out that way. They'll start in January and say, hey, I want to go on this trip in November or December. And they pay for it in monthly plans because it's not taking a huge chunk of their money away. And you guys can do this fun thing. Thank you, Holy Spirit. You guys can do this. As you're cleaning out your house and selling some of your items that's in your home, why don't you make a plan and say, hey, okay, I'm going to sell this. And if I can get $100 a month, I'm going to put that aside, and that's going to be my vacation money. Have it to be like a game that you do. All right. This is the game plan that I'm going to do. And this is the game I'm doing. How much can I rake in today for my vacation for the end of the year or whatever it may be? And I think that's going to give you so much more fun at it. And it's going to make you think creative ways that you can bring extra income in, maybe by selling some of those things, or maybe some of you, if you're at work and you can get some extra hours, you can say, hey, can I have some extra hours? Because I want to either pay off some extra debt, or I want to plan for my future, or I want my work to be for more purpose than just to pay my bills. Find some creative ways, okay? If you thought of some creative ways that you can also find to make sure that those bills are not the only reason why you're working, will you drop that in my comment section here, or share a link in my comment section here? Or if you have some ideas that you can also contribute to this video that I did today, please drop that in my comment section. And I want to thank you all, especially all of our new subscribers, our old subscribers, and our future subscribers to my channel, The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Thank you so very much for being here. The work that you guys are doing with us by maintaining this channel, by continuing to contribute to our channel, by watching our videos, by subscribing to our channel, by clicking likes on our videos, and by adding in the comments, really, really adds to us being able to grow this network. And I'm so grateful to have you all to be a part of this journey and this process, you guys. I'm so excited about what we're going to be doing here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show for now and for our future. I am so excited about it. And I'm so excited that you all are here sharing this day and this journey of creating this network here at the Juice Radio and Talk Show along with us. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I cannot wait for all the good things that we're going to be sharing with each other, including a debt cancellation class where all of us are maybe going to be able to graduate and say, I'm a part of the debt cancellation class, and get a certificate. Yes, I've got all that kind of stuff in the works here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show because, like the book I told you about, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, we're not being taught enough in the world about canceling debt and about making sure that our debt is not greater than our income. We can teach people and youth and everybody, especially college students, they can teach them so much about getting into debt, but they don't teach them the dangers of being over debt. So here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show, we're going to pick up the pieces and we're going to help to get some people to know that the reason why you're going to work is not simply for you to pay bills. It's also for you to enjoy life. All right. Thank y'all so very much for being here. I appreciate y'all so very much. I love each and every one of you. Yes, get your passport. I'm sorry. Let me get these comments real quick and then we're going to get out of here. Bianca said she's obsessed with them tumblers. And that's right, Toy. She says she's buying that house. I love it. She said, I need a good travel agent. I'm going to get Pastor Grant's information because I believe she does have a travel agency. Bianca said, I need to invest in my passport. You better come on now. And I believe you can do those at your local post offices. If there's not a passport agency near you, check with your local post office. I believe they are doing passports. Some of them are. That's how my husband and I got ours. Yes, that's right. Everybody needs to have a passport. I think that's one key thing. Everybody should have a passport and keep it active. Don't let it go inactive. Okay. Don't let it expire. Latoya said, Regina, what if you have separation anxiety with your clothes, even if you haven't worn them in years? Listen, separate, because once they out, here's my thing and how I get rid of stuff. Once it's out of my house, once I go ahead, listen, I packed it up and it's gone. Once it's gone, it's gone. I can't do nothing about it. It's gone. I'm not going to sit there and cry or go back to the person and say, you know, that blouse that I gave you? No, I'm not doing that. But I am going to be counting the coins. What I got for selling it. That's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah. Okay. So let that debt cancellation cure that separation anxiety, girl. All right. All right, Latoya, thank you so much. She's telling everyone, yes, we appreciate all of you. And we do here the Juice Radio and Talk Show. We appreciate each and every one of you. We're looking forward to you guys coming back on the channel here. Click that notification bell on our YouTube channel because we got so much more coming up, so much more in store for all of you here. Come on now. I want y'all to be debt free. Free of debt. All right. Love y'all for watching and know that we appreciate each and every one of y'all. Now, y'all go out and have y'all a blessed day today. All right. Find some ways y'all can save money. Make it have fun. Make it a game and it will pay off. All right. Appreciate y'all. Have a blessed day now. Bye.